Welcome to Senior Moments. We're here at the Senior Center on Berry Street, and today Aurora Paul is on the camera, and I'm going to be watching the speakers, and this is Don Ruin. And the project we're talking about today is Stay Steady Kickoff for the state of Vermont, and we're going to be talking to actually having a lecture on how you can watch your steps. And so looks good to me, and we'll introduce the speakers as they come along.
Everybody, thank you for coming to join us at Montpelier Senior Activity Center here on Berry Street in Montpelier this fine Thursday afternoon. We are here to kick off National Fall Prevention Month and the state of Vermont's recognition of this important time. And I'm pleased as the director of Montpelier Senior Activity Center to welcome all of you here to our facility. For those of you who haven't been here before, just a little housekeeping. We have a fire exit at the back and a bathroom around the orange wall. Just head around the corner. There's also water if anyone needs some. And there's more bathrooms through the lobby to the right of the elevator. So help yourself. We offer a wonderful variety of programming here at the Senior Activity Center. And for any of you who aren't familiar, we've got some brochures and newsletters and fall class registrations available here for you to take and share with a friend or neighbor if you'd like. And it's a really exciting time to talk about fall prevention because, in fact, many of our programs are geared towards fall prevention. About half of our 80 weekly programs this fall are movement related, and many of those feature exercises specifically geared towards supporting strength training and fall prevention and other important wellness components. And Ellie Hayes, who's here and going to be leading the Tai Chi demonstration, is one of our fabulous instructors. We have several weekly Tai Chi classes this fall. We also have strength training bone builders classes, which the RSVP and AAA organizations help to support here around the state. And we have bone builders 12 different times a week this fall. Some in the morning, some in the evening. That's another great thing to check out. There's also a wide variety of yoga classes here at different levels of vigor. Everything from seated chair yoga on up to very vigorous yoga. And we do some of this programming off-site. We believe in a senior center without walls to make it more accessible to folks in surrounding towns and throughout the community. So we love supporting healthy aging and lifelong learning here. And we also appreciate the education that a lot of our community partners represented here help to provide for the education that we do to support our mission. So from the state of Vermont to the AAAs, the Center on Aging, Tai Chi of Vermont, and the UVM Physical Therapist program, we're just really excited to have all of you represented here. And also to those of you who are guests to see the demonstration and do an individualized screening today. We are pleased to welcome you. If you'd like to sign up for one of those screenings today, which will start at 1:30, Pat, who can raise her hand, is the one you want to talk to get your name on the list. And while you're waiting, after the first proceedings are done, there'll be lots of great educational activities that you can partake in as well. The physical therapists and their students have brought a number of activities for you to enjoy, and Maggie will tell you more about that. Without further ado, it's my privilege to introduce to you Angela Smith-Jang, who's our State of Vermont Director of the State Unit on Aging, and she is going to share with us the proclamation. Thank you so much for coming, Angela.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you for hosting this event today. I echo Jana's thanks to all the partners who helped make this possible for us to be here. It's really wonderful to be able to be in community with you all and to be sharing in an event that I think is really important and empowering as we all work to stay healthy and active as we age. So I'm going to start with the Governor's proclamation for Falls Prevention Awareness Month. So Whereas Vermont is ranked 49th out of 50 states in the nation for prevalence of falls by the United Health Foundation's 2018 America's Health Ranking Senior Report. And whereas Vermont has the second highest median age in the nation at 43.1 years, and 18.7% of Vermonters are 65 years of age or older. And whereas Vermont's fall rate for persons aged 65 and older is greater than 35.3% and significantly higher than the national rate of 29.5%. And whereas falls are the most common cause of traumatic brain injuries and account for 31% of TBI-related deaths and 54% of TBI hospitalizations and emergency department visits. And whereas falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths, hospitalizations, and emergency department visits in Vermont, falls and the fear of falling can lead to depression and hopelessness, as well as loss of mobility and independence. And whereas the Falls Free Vermont Coalition, in partnership with the Vermont Department of Health, Department of Disabilities, Aging and Independent Living, Vermont Area Agencies on Aging, University of Vermont Center on Aging, healthcare system providers, and Vermont Emergency Medical Services, encourages use of falls risk screenings and falls prevention programs offered in communities around the state. And whereas older adults can remain independent and reduce their chances of falling through regular exercises, reviewing their medications with a healthcare provider, having their eyes checked annually, and making their home safer by installing safety devices. And whereas older adults, family members, caregivers, healthcare professionals, and service providers are encouraged to raise awareness and prevent falls by supporting evidence-based interventions, community partnerships, and education to substantially reduce the number of falls. Now, therefore, I, Philip B. Scott, Governor, do hereby proclaim September 2018 as Falls Prevention and Awareness Month in Vermont. So I'm struck when reading that proclamation about the pretty tough statistics that we're dealing with in Vermont, that 1 in 3 older Vermonters experience a fall every year. I feel like what that means for me is that almost everyone knows someone who's fallen, who's been hurt in a fall, who's ended up struggling from a fall. But I think what today is really about changing that conversation, changing that dynamic, turning that curve, and focusing on healthy aging, on the simple things that we can do to prevent falls. Because we all can do something, and that's what today is about. It's about recognizing that falls are not a normal part of aging. They don't have to happen, that they're not inevitable, and that by doing simple things like staying active, exercising, checking your medications, getting your eyes checked, making sure your home is safe, simple things like that can really make a difference for you, for me, for our families, for everyone, for our community. Because falls impact all of us, and we all can do our part to prevent them for ourselves as we get older and for our community. So today's about raising awareness, spreading the word, taking care of ourselves, understanding what it means, and then taking those simple steps so that we can stay independent and we can live our best lives for as long as we're here. So welcome. I'm really happy that we're kicking off Falls Prevention Awareness Month here today with you all. And without further ado, we will get to see some falls prevention in action through a Tai Chi demonstration. So Ellie, take it away.
My name is Ellie Mays, as some of you know, and I work for Center Vermont Council on Aging. I'm also an authorized trainer with Tai Chi Vermont. Tai Chi Vermont is a statewide organization training volunteer Tai Chi instructors to go into communities and provide classes primarily for older Vermonters. And yes, I was invited to do this demonstration and put the word out, and it filtered out through our large network of people, and all sorts of people kind of were out of the woodwork. I'll later on ask them to introduce themselves to you, but why don't you make a circle, friends, and we'll show you how we begin our classes. You will show them the gesture of respect. So that's a gesture of respect that we begin with. Respect and a sense that we learn from each other. And just go ahead and go through the warm-ups for us, please. You just do your, yes, warm up here, and then begin the warm-ups. So Tai Chi really dovetails perfectly with basic principles of fall prevention. We bring awareness to posture, because an upright posture, relaxed posture is efficient and helps avoid falls. The movements are coordinated with the breath, and that brings awareness to all the different parts of the body. We're developing proprioceptive and kinesthetic awareness as well, and that definitely helps to prevent falls. I got 10 pages already. So, Tai Chi principles. Some of the Tai Chi principles that we talk about in our classes include smooth and continuous motion. Oftentimes falls happen because we think of something to do suddenly. We're anxious, we're distracted, and this helps to bring focused attention so that we begin to bring that kind of movement into our classes. Some of our instructors invite class participants to go home and find one daily activity that they can do in a Tai Chi way, so that we really start to build that awareness throughout our lives. Another Tai Chi principle is moving as if through against a gentle resistance. Sometimes Tai Chi is called swimming dragon. So that again helps your limbs to be very relaxed and heavy, helps to make more space in the joints, and helps overall. You'll see as we demonstrate a piece of the form that stepping helps people be aware of their uprightness and helps grounding through awareness of the feet. Strong bones are less likely to break. We know that exercise programs that build muscle tone can help with maintaining the strength of bones, but we also have evidence that Tai Chi programs help maintain strong bones. Our instructors they learn a particular way of teaching Tai Chi, and we think a lot about how to make the classes welcoming and inclusive for folks. We encourage our class participants to honor their bodies, because we're working with people with different levels of ability, and we don't want anybody to strain themselves or overwork themselves. And making that okay, I think really helps people to feel accepted, but also helps them to bring that quality into their daily life, where they're going to hopefully avoid falls. You'll see there's two things that are typical about this particular form, and you'll see those as we demonstrate the fall prevention form that we do. One of them is this a Qigong movement that I'll point out to you when we start doing that. And also you'll see that most of every time we take a step, we do a follow step. Follow step just helps to reground through the feet and provide stability. And they're stretching their ankles, and then we'll do that demonstration for you.
We don't all use music in our classes, but I thought to help create an atmosphere, we would do that. All right, you guys are ready.
Okay. Where do you want us to
Why don't we
fix?
face
Do you want
those
this?
guys? We'll be like, kind of like, sort of like here. Let's be sort of square, because we go this way and we go that way.
So,
2 rows. is
somebody
good.
tell us how much we're doing?
We're just doing
1
first.
through 12. So through the brush, first 2 rows.
First, we're gonna.
Is Ellie going to get? I am, I'm going to join you.
Oh, good. Are you gonna call out?
On this end? We should have a little, let's be real close formation, almost shoulder to shoulder here. Yeah,
Are you gonna
nice.
call out the moves? Just commence.
Muji? And begin. This is this little qigong movement that I was talking about when we're breathing in and breathing out, allowing the breath to move the hands apart. You can breathe with us. Breathing in, breathing out. Brush knee to the left. Play guitar. Very. Very. Punch. Way back. Brush knee to right. Tap. Very. I'd like you to introduce yourselves, and you can say if you're an instructor or a class participant or what.
I'm Norma Spalding, and I teach a couple of classes up in the Hardwick area, one in Hardwick, and we're going to start a new one in Greensboro, and I'm trained in some 73, several kinds of
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm Paul, I'm in Hardwick too, and we're RSVP volunteers that the Northeast Kingdom Area Agency on Aging pays for our classes.
I'm Chandra France. I've been doing Tai Chi in Eddie for about a year, and I love it.
We can tell.
I'm Bernadette Rose. I live in Barrie and have 2 Tai Chi classes, Tuesday evening and Thursday morning, sponsored by RSVP and the Central Vermont Council on Aging.
I'm Betsy Forrest from Montpelier, and I'm a student in Ellie's Summer 73 class here.
I'm Sandra Manella, and I am instructing Tai Chi 2 times a week right now in the Sun 73 form. And that is something I've been doing for quite a few years now, and really love it. I love working with groups of people when we're all doing this together.
I'm Jessica. I've been taking Tai Chi for 3 years at the Twin Valley Senior Center. I'm a student of Sandra's, and it's just wonderful. It's been quite a change.
I'm Karen Nelson, and I am currently teaching a Tai Chi class to my fellow employees at the Barrie District Office of the Department of Health.
Wonderful. Wow. Have any questions for us? If it's okay, Maggie, you can carry on, and we'd like to do one of our longer forms over here, but I don't think we'll be in your way.
Oh, no.
Carry.
You're going to just do the...
Let's do some more Tai Chi while we're at it.
Okay.
Oh, we are.
I think, I don't know.
I'm not sure how
You
you
can go
have this.
further over.
I know.
Maybe in this area.
Well, why don't you just do it? Because how many people want to do the screening? That's kind of going to drive the schedule. So raise your hand high if you came to do the one-on-one screening. Wow, 2 people. Will other people do it, please? Just we have so many eager people.
Please tell us what the screening is for and about.
Excellent.
Oh, very
Okay.
good.
All right. So that was going to come at the end, but I'll start there. Why not? So we should introduce ourselves first. So you all should come up. My name is Maggie Holt. I'm a physical therapist, and I organize Stay Steady Vermont events across the state in this month of the year. And I work for the Vermont chapter of the American Physical Therapy Association, which we are all members of. So we've come up with these we set out in Fall Prevention Month to do fall screenings across the state that involve 3 performance measures. But before we go over them, we'll all introduce ourselves. Oh, I said we'll introduce ourselves by saying who we are, where we're from, and what we like to do with our balance. So I just introduced myself. What I like to do with my balance the most is ski. So there you go. Your turn.
Right.
Go.
And I'm Jan Holson. I work at Woodridge. I'm a physical therapist there. And what do I love to do? I love playing tennis and riding my road bike.
Good for balance. Nice.
I'm Brittany Tour. I'm also a physical therapist under Jan at Woodridge. I've been there about 2 years, and I play hockey for balance.
Ooh, you're tough.
My name's Noah. I am a doctor of physical therapy student up at UVM. My favorite thing to do with balance is running and hiking.
I'm Carly. I'm a student of physical therapy at SUNY Upstate in Syracuse, New York, and I like to do yoga.
I'm Kelsey. I'm a second-year physical therapy student at UVM, and I like to hike.
My name is Caitlin. I'm a doctor of physical therapy student at UVM, and I like to use my balance by playing rugby.
Rugby? Wow, look at this. What a great variety of people. So our balance screening consists of 4 parts. The first part is a question and answer questionnaire that kind of goes through multiple systems, and you answer the questions about yourself, and that feeds into the rest. The next three components have to do with your physical performance, because physical strength and balance and gait agility are all risk factors or variables that can lead somebody to stay steady or not fall. So the first, good. The first measure is to do the 30-second chair stand. So we start from a sitting position. We have you start from a sitting position. We have you put your hands across your chest, and then
I say, and we're gonna go.
And Jan's counting for me. You can all count if you want. Get tired. Oh, I should not. Oh, isn't it over yet? Please. Come on. 30 seconds goes on a long time when you're doing this. Come on, Jan.
Done.
All right.
15.
15. So 15. Oh, thank you. It's not quite as elegant as Tai Chi, but it's something, right? What we know about that little performance measure is that there's a strong correlation between your ability to do that and the strength in your legs. So it's an easy way to measure your leg strength. And we have a way to compare that to norms for people's age and gender. So you can kind of know how you compare with people in your age group. And that's one of the things that we look at. The second thing we look at is called the timed up and go. So we're going to pretend that the turnaround is right at Noah's second foot there. All right? Okay.
Do you want to explain it?
Oh. We'll do it first.
Okay. So we're going to do the test. So when I say go, you're going to stand up out of your chair, go up to the foot, turn around, and come back and sit down.
Okay.
Okay? You ready? And go.
Turn, come back, sit down.
6.3.
6.3 seconds. Very good. So we have the length of this measured out. It's a standard length. It's 10 feet or 3 meters. And we have a lot of information on this little test. People who can do that test in less than 12 seconds are steady enough to measure up. So that's a good characteristic for people to work towards in fall prevention. So it doesn't mean that we want people to be able to rush around and move super fast, but we want you to be efficient enough and capable of moving at an efficient speed. And it's a good way to look at yourself in the mirror. The last measure is a measure of balance. So, are we ready? I should have my gait belt on. We all have gait belts with us. We will put gait belts on you. It's a normal thing. It helps us kind of have handles on you if you need our help for balance. So, we getting through the things? All right.
Okay. So this is called the 4-stage balance test. So there's 4 positions we're going to have you get in, and we're trying to have you stand in each position for 10 seconds. So the first one is standing, your feet shoulder width apart, feet together.
Yep, feet together. There you go.
Good. And you're trying to stand for this for 10 seconds.
10 seconds with feet together. If I pass that,
And then we're going to go to the next where your heel goes into the arch of the other foot.
kind of like this. 10 seconds in that position. People usually start to wobble a little bit as their body organizes their balance here.
And then we're going to go into the tandem stance.
One foot all the way in front. And this is usually the hard one. This is where people really have to start coordinating their balance. And they try for 10 seconds.
And then the last one is standing on your line.
If you pass the third one, if you can do the tandem stance, you get a chance to try a single leg stance, for each one for 10 seconds. And why is that? Well, people like to challenge us usually and say, it's not important to stand on one leg. I never stand on one leg. I gave up hopscotch a long time ago, right? But it's not true, because during regular walking, a normal gait cycle requires you to be on one foot for more than half of the time. Right? 60% of your walking time is on one foot while the other leg swings through. So the more stable you are in single leg standing, the more stable you are overall. So it's another nice way to look at your performance and kind of how it measures up. So in terms of that last test, the balance test, If you make it to the tandem standing position, the third position, you do that for 10 seconds, we figure you're good to go. That's a good threshold for you. So those are the performance measures. And after that, we kind of have an algorithm we can put it through. We can give you feedback on whether you seem to be at high, medium, or low risk for falls, and we have specific recommendations for each one of those categories. That's our thing. It takes about 10 minutes. I hope you'll all sign up because we have so many eager people ready to help. Yay, we got one! And it's Pat. What's your name? Pat. Pat will take your name so we can kind of keep it organized and in order, okay? But before we do the individual screens, where did I put my cards? We wanted to go over a variety of things that everybody can do to help contain their risk for falling. So I'm going to hand out cards. And I don't know, can somebody from the Montpelier Senior Activity Center get me a deck of cards?
I can find a deck of cards.
Oh, thank you. Are you staying?
Probably not.
Okay. Are you staying? It's just a deck of cards. It won't hurt you. You're not gambling. I'm not making you gamble. No. Good. Did you get one? I did. Okay, good. Would you please take one? Please take one. There you go. Good. Good. All right, so just a little game of chance. Sorry, you're all playing. There you go. Good. All right, some of you might have to take two. Even the cameraman might have to take one. All right, are you too busy to take a card? All right, then I'm going to give you two.
I'll give you two.
I'll give you two. All right.
F-I-X.
Good. Oh, thank you. I'm going to give you two. Thank you. And I'm going to go to the next.
Oh.
Good. Yeah, just because I have another one to give out. Right? Good. All right. I'll take one. Okay. So let's gather in here a little bit. So every card has an action step, has an action item, something that you can do, you can think about and kind of see how you measure up in terms of fall risk. Because falls don't happen for one reason. They happen for a variety of reasons. So really the key to preventing things is to be aware of the numbers of different things that can have an effect on your balance and try to control the ones that are most provocative for you. That's the main thing. So everybody's got cards. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shout out a card. Just do it randomly. And if that's your card, if I say your card, please stand up. You can introduce yourself and tell us what you like to do with your balance. And then tell us what's on your card. Is that clear? Okay, so we're going to start with 4 of spades. Anybody have the 4 of spades? Not everybody not every card is represented. 7 of spades. Who's got the 7 of spades? All right, stand up. Oh, you already introduced yourself. You're good. Yeah. And we know you like to do Tai Chi with your balance. Yes. There you go. So tell us what's on your card. Good and loud.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
All right. So who knows how much water you're supposed to drink in a day? How much? to prevent dehydration.
Size, so there's no one answer.
8 glasses. 8-ounce glasses, right? Right. Who actually drinks that much?
How much is it?
8-ounce glasses. And that doesn't count like soda or anything. When you stay well hydrated, your circulation helps you stay focused. You're able to think more clearly. And our body is made mostly of water, so replenishing that water every day is so important to our bodies and how it regulates ourselves. And some people, if you have certain diagnoses like congestive heart failure and things like that, you may have to moderate how much water you drink. And it's a tricky balance sometimes with that, but we still need to have adequate hydration for everything to work correctly.
All right, we have 9 of spades up next. Anybody have 9 of spades? All right, we'll try another one. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this. A D of diamonds. What's
D? The diva of diamonds.
Is that like you have interesting cards at this place. I've never played this game. It looks like a queen. Does anybody have the queen of diamonds? Go, Tanya. Oh, introduce yourself.
I'm Tanya, and
what do you like to do with your balance?
I like to attempt to carry multiple children down the stairs.
That's right.
My card says pick up clutter.
Pick up clutter, all right. Who's got the clutter? I do. All right.
How many people do autumn like cleaning instead of spring cleaning? Right? It's that time of year. How many people have clutter on their floor at home?
Does it include dogs?
You know, so making sure picking up objects off of the floor, because what can happen is you can roll an ankle, you can slip and fall, anything like that. So making sure that we always have kind of clear floors, that way we're not tripping and falling. Does that make sense? Sure. Area rugs are a big thing for people that people often stub their toes on, anything like that. So as much as you can, you know, trying to remove the clutter off the floor to make it easier for you to walk around your house.
Big projects, big projects. Nice job. How about 2 of clubs? Yay, Janet.
Hi.
You are?
I'm Janet, and I like to bicycle.
All right.
And kayak, I think that also.
Oh, absolutely. That's
Just trying to get in the boat.
I'm going to get back out after.
Yeah.
Right.
And my card says medication labels.
All right. All right. Can anybody here read the labels without your glasses on?
With your glasses on?
Without your glasses. So it's important, obviously, to have your glasses on to read the labels and know how much medication you need to take. We don't want to be taking wrong dosages, too many pills, too less pills. That could affect your balance when we take the medication incorrectly. One good thing that we have at our fingertips is the pharmacist, the local pharmacist. And there's a lot of local pharmacists who love to talk about medications and love to talk to you about your medications and why you're taking them and explain them. So really use them as a resource when you're able to, when you're picking up your medications if you have any questions.
Nice. Okay, we have the R of spades, R of clubs. And it looks like, I think these are French. Is that it? There's a king of clubs. What's the word for king in French? Roy? Roi? All right, that's bad on me. I'm sorry for all the people who are listening to this. So it looks like we have the roi of clubs. Anybody have that one? The king of clubs? How about the 5 of diamonds? That's a little clearer. What do you have, sir? And who are you and what do you like to do with your balance?
I'm Charles Gurney, and actually I think one of the biggest challenges for my balance right now is walking I walk my dog, it isn't a very long ways, but at night sometimes when it's cloudy and I cannot see where I'm stepping. And I go through a little section of woods, so it's really a challenge. And I try to stay mindful that I can use my other leg quickly if I need to, because I might step on something that, a rock or something that can kind of put me off balance. So I pay attention to that. But I think I also am forced to pay attention to how I walk, because I have arthritis in my knees and it hurts to walk. And so if I walk the right way, it hurts less. And part of that is being, a balanced walk.
Thank you. What's on your card?
It says talk about it.
Talk about it. Oh, you were so obedient.
That's what I was just doing.
And you were so good at it. That's great. But that's actually the other person. You're happy. You're welcome to sit down. Thank you. The other person, when's the last time you solved a hard problem just on your own by thinking about it inside of your 4 walls? Probably not, right? You're more likely to solve a complicated problem by bringing in some other people, whether it's your family or your friends, especially your physician, right? Falls are a problem that your doctor should know about. That your doctor, your primary care person should know if you're unsteady, should know if you're worried about falling, and should know the results of the testing and the performance that we do today. Because it might not be a problem right now, but it will be a problem if you injure yourself and it affects the rest of your body's symptoms, right? And even if you're just afraid of falling, we'll talk about that later, even if it's just a nerve-wracking thing for you, it takes a toll. So talk about it and find those solutions. There are solutions out there, okay? All right, who's next? 8 of hearts. 8 of coeur. Is that right? Is that how we say it in French? Yeah. All right, 8 of diamonds. Anybody? 6 of clubs? Get through 8 of clubs. We're going through it. Make sure, oh, we've got another raw. Say, how do I say it? Oh, raw? A king of hearts. King of hearts? Getting through. Ace of hearts. 2 of clubs. 2 of hearts. Oh, go for it, Janet. It's all right. More. Well, everybody will have a turn. Everybody that gets a card is going to have a turn.
What's the first question? What do I do for balance?
Oh, you already said. You already
Yeah.
Just say your card.
Medication labels.
She did before.
I've already done this.
Oh. Did I have a review on the cards? All right.
I thought you said 2 of clubs.
Oh, 2 of spades. 2 of spades. I might have. You got 2 of spades? Go for it. Fixed cataracts. Anybody have fixed cataracts?
Has anyone had this done? Fix their cataracts? Okay. How did it help you? Good? Oh, good. Yeah. So vision is a part of your balance system, and cataract removal is an easy win for clearing up your vision. You can talk to your doctor or your eye doctor about it, and removing them can decrease your risk for falling.
Nice. Good job. 2 of hearts. 7 of hearts. And 5 of hearts. Oh, yes.
Yeah, orange for makeup. And what do I do for balance? A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, Tai Chi, not Tai Chi, but yoga is one of them. Gardening is another. Walking is another. So all that stuff.
That's great. Thank you. Can you read your card?
Pardon?
Yeah, read it. Read the words on the
Oh,
card.
it says yearly eye checks, which is a
Yearly eye
must
checks.
for me. Yeah.
All right. Anybody got that one?
I do. So, how many people have bifocals, trifocals, or have to wear their glasses all the time? I know I do. Yeah, so, getting yearly eye checks is really important. Your vision can change every year, every month. So, going to see your eye doctor yearly is a great way to help improve your balance.
Nice job. Very good. 10 of diamonds.
Hey,
All right.
so I might do Tai Chi, but my goal is to be able to dance again.
Dance again.
Yeah, I want to contra dance again. And this says, find a partner. I love it.
It was definitely meant fate. Find your partner.
That's me. So how many people here can exercise alone? Wow, a lot. Okay. Getting together with a partner makes it more enjoyable, and having a partner kind of makes it more accountable. So it's a lot easier to exercise when you do have a partner. It can motivate you more, and if you just put it into your schedule and your partner's like, hey, come on, we have to go and exercise today. It'll make you just go and exercise some more. And many times we will make excuses with why we shouldn't exercise, and having a partner will kind of make it so we have to go, so we don't have a choice. So it's just a little bit of motivation going on.
I've never seen that many people in the room raise their hands. So this is a very, very selective crowd here.
Well, you asked how many can, not how many do.
I'm glad you noticed. That's right. How many of you can versus how many of you do. Everybody can, but few people really do. It's a really thin slice of the population who have that kind of self-discipline. Sorry, I'm one of them. So I need partners. Great. 5 of spades. V of diamonds. I think it's a jack. Jack of diamonds. Who knows the French word for jack? Except it starts with a V. Ace of diamonds. Good. 4 of clubs. 5 of clubs. Go, Amy. And you are?
So I'm Amy. I work with the SASH program. And for balance, I walk a lot. I walk everywhere. I love to walk.
Nice.
Alone and with partners.
Although you live far away, you didn't walk here.
No, no, that would have taken me days. Join an exercise class.
Yes. Who's got that?
Okay, so what are the popular exercise classes around here?
Oh my God.
Besides Tai Chi?
Bone builders. Bone builders.
Bone builders.
Matter of balance.
Yoga, yeah.
Yoga. Joints in motion.
Joints in motion.
awareness. So now there's a quote that says, if exercise could be prescribed in a pill, it would be the single most widely prescribed and beneficial medication in the nation. So they're just trying to say that exercise is more powerful than any medicine that you can take, so it's really important. And we have lists of classes available in your area with us today, and a website where you can find them as well. So if you wanted to find something new, we can help you do that.
So the coalition, the Falls Free Vermont Coalition, is maintaining this list on the website. So this area is really rich in exercise classes. They get a little bit more sparse in some of the areas around Vermont. So if you have friends and family members who live elsewhere, there is this central place to go to find those resources. You might know about what's right here, but if you want to network with other people and spread it out, there's a good central place to do that. And we have our cards with us today, right? With the website on it, I think. So make sure you get that before you go. If not for you, for other people too. Who's got the Ace of Clubs? No. Who's got the Jack of Hearts? Ellie, did you skip a card? You didn't get a card. No. I know. The King of Diamonds, the Roi of Diamonds. Oh, again.
I already told you what I did, but that's for good lighting.
Oh, good lighting,
That's
right?
right. So how many of you have a nightlight in your bedroom? Okay. You need to see in order to keep your balance. It's especially important in hallway stairs and the bathroom. If you are getting up in the middle of the night, you have to make sure that you have a way to turn on your light before you get out of your bed, so that we don't trip over any clutter that we were talking about before, or the dog, or just anything that could be in the way. So making sure you have some type of light switch or a night light by your bed before you get up is pretty important.
There you go, good. 4 of diamonds. 7 of clubs. 3 of clubs. 9 of hearts. We got 10 of spades.
I have 10 spades.
Yay!
And I still do Tai Chi. And it says manage pain.
All right, so how many people feel pain or stiffness when they wake up in the morning? Yeah, pretty much everybody. Yeah. So if pain changes the way you walk or you balance, like things going up to the bathroom when you first wake up, it's important to talk to a physical therapist about that, because they have strategies to help reduce your pain when you wake up, or even just moving throughout your day. And don't let pain get the best of you. You're too good for that.
Yeah, and you were talking about that before, right? It can make you walk differently, move differently, have to kind of adjust things, but really important to push on through it. If pain makes you stop moving, you're going to get weak, and then those arthritic joints are going to have less support, and what they need is more support, right? Working those muscles so they can support the arthritic joints is really important, and we can always help you find a way to do that. There's always a way.
Motion is lotion.
Motion is lotion. That's such a good one. It's really true. That's why that quote about exercise comes in together to form. 4 of hearts. Go.
Card says, worried about falling. Yeah.
What are the emotions people feel when you think about falling? Anyone? Fear.
It really hurts.
You're right, it does hurt. So the hard part about falling is, people get obviously scared of falling, causes a little bit of inactivity, which then kind of reduces that strength, ultimately resulting in more falls. So the more we kind of keep moving, the less fall risk we kind of are. Obviously, with work on the balance, strengthening, all of that type of stuff will kind of bring you into that kind of lower risk for falls. So if you are scared of falling, talk to your doctor, your physical therapist, and kind of get more resources about kind of fall prevention.
Feel. 6 of hearts. Anybody? Yes, please.
Review medications.
Review medications. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have that one. It has anyone read the side effects of their medications lately?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, keep on it.
Scarier than falling.
Yes, scarier than falling.
Absolutely. And it's just really important because
cause dizziness.
they do, exactly.
Yeah.
Medications can cause dizziness, fogginess, and unsteadiness. And what's important is that you should not stop taking medications, but you talk to your doctor. More than 4 medications can lead to unsteadiness and dizziness, and it's potentially possible to start chipping away at some medications beyond 4 to kind of reduce the chances of you falling. So yeah, that's basically it there. Talk to your doctor about it, maybe you'll be able to reduce some of those.
Good points, right? If you can read them, then you get scared, and we don't want you to not take them, but you know what, you're not a stagnant organism, right? If you pick up an exercise class, that can change your whole body chemistry, so the next doctor visit, you might be able to taper down on something you were more dependent on before.
We'll stop the exercise class.
No, please, no! Not permanently, right? Or find another one to do or whatever, but it's always in motion, right? You're always able to shape yourself and mold yourself, keep that conversation going. 3 of diamonds. Oh, please. But we don't know what you like to do for balance. Yeah. Read proclamations.
On one foot. So I'm Angela, and for balance, I like to run, I like to bike, and I like to do yoga. I don't do them well on my own. I do all better with a partner. But I've been thinking about falls. I fell twice this year, actually, holding a 3-year-old walking around outside. One on a sidewalk that was broken, and once on the ice. But and I can't really control those factors in my environment, but I was thinking about what I could have changed were the shoes I was wearing. I've been thinking a lot about footwear as far as falls go.
Yeah. Is that on your card too?
No, it says practice balance.
Oh,
so that's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
There you go, practicing balance.
So I have that one. So we have an idea of how everybody's answering what they do to practice balance, and there's kind of a wide variety of stuff that everybody does, which is kind of cool to listen to. So as we get older, as our balance gets worse, sometimes we tend to do less and less and less, and we narrow our focus down to do less. And what that does, obviously, is our balance continues to get worse as we do less because we're not practicing at it. So doing all these activities that we love certainly helps keep our balance at the best we can be. And there's always, as we see group classes, this is a great area. They have so much, and it's so exciting to be able, as we discharge patients to the community from our centers, to be able to say, hey, look at all this great stuff in the community, to keep all this that you've gained, keep it going forward so that you can fall less. And it takes regular practice, right? We just can't be like, today I'm going to work on balance, then I'm going to take a couple weeks off, right? It's more like every day we need to work on our balance and really focus on that. And that could be when you're brushing your teeth, try to stand on one leg and brush your teeth, or do challenging things when you're, washing dishes on one, or standing here or standing like this while you're doing an everyday activity. Just to challenge yourself and practice it will go a long way in getting those gains.
I think the other thing I always think of here is that a lot of times when people start to feel wobbly doing something, they think it's time to stop doing it. But that's actually like the sign of where you should be working, that point where you are just starting to wobble and your body is trying to coordinate that. You want to get into that position, concentrate on it, and try to master it that way. So it's not a sign that you should steer away from it. It's a sign that you should move towards it under, protected, safe circumstances and work on it.
That's where the money is.
That's where the money is. That's right. Yeah,
practice.
We must have gone to the same school. See what you guys are learning? 2 of diamonds. 3 of hearts. Yes.
My name's Mary.
I'm Mary.
And this is probably very important. Better sleep.
What are your guys' tricks to get a good night's sleep? Especially lately. Air conditioning.
Chamomile tea.
What's that?
Chamomile tea.
Exercise during the day, you just get tired.
Yes.
You got it. No screens like right before bed, kind of anything like that. talking to other people and asking questions about what they do for good sleep is obviously a good thing. Think about in the middle of the night when we get up to go to the bathroom and kind of stumble around. That's what can happen when people don't sleep well, and it kind of increases your risk for falls. So always getting a good night's sleep is going to decrease your risk for falls.
There you go. I know, there's a lot of things that kind of bump into each other, aren't there? And sleep medications are not the best way to get to sleep, but if you have to use them and be cautious, right?
Getting up in that night, I have night lights all over the place.
Oh yeah, we covered that right before you came in.
When I use that in the hotel room too.
Good.
Great.
Yeah, good point. Headlamp, I never thought, could I sleep with a headlamp on? I don't know.
No, I wake up in a different place and I don't know where anything is, I just turn it on.
Yeah, that's a great idea. See, you guys have all the wisdom, right?
Yeah.
So we have the V of clubs, the Jack of clubs. We must have gone. The D, that looks like the Queen, the Dom of clubs. Anybody have the Queen of clubs? Anybody have the 6 of spades? We're getting down the wire. The 3 of spades. The King of spades. We're in the spades here. King of spades? No? How about the 10 of hearts? No? All right. Who has another card with writing on it?
I do.
Go, Janet. Wait, who are you?
I'm Janet, and I like to run, hike, and do yoga, and my card says get stronger.
So, how many people feel as strong today as they were when they were 20?
Oh, yeah, right.
How about 30? 40? Maybe 40. Okay, so muscles
Keep going.
Shows your youth. Muscles can get larger and stronger at any age if you eat well and if you exercise. Muscles will shrink and get weaker by 10% a year if you do not exercise them. As you grow older, you cannot afford not to exercise your muscles. This is another reason why you should join an exercise class or see a PT who can create a program just for you. So it's important to keep exercising to build up those muscles and stay strong.
I want to say my mother-in-law, who's 99, makes a point of going outside every day with her walker, and she just walks to the end of her building and back, but I give her total credit for doing that. I mean, she's pretty frail, but that keeps her, balance and getting a little exercise, and I think it's wonderful.
It all adds up. It does.
Yeah.
Yes. Go.
I have I think I heard you call.
Probably. That's probably what happened. What do you have in your card?
30 minutes a day, and I think that's about it.
30
So
minutes.
I'm Norma, and I do biking, hiking, Tai Chi, and cross-country skiing.
Very good.
How many ways can you divide 30?
Biking, walking. Yeah, like 2 times 15.
Yep. Yeah.
1 times 30.
Yep.
5 times 6.
Yep. So many different ways you can divide 30 minutes throughout the day, right? We all have plenty of time throughout the day to kind of get 30 minutes of exercise in. Some people may be new to exercise, right? So consulting your doctor before you start exercising, or kind of asking how many minutes a day should you exercise. Ultimately, trying to get up to one bout of 30 minutes of continuous exercise every day. And finding something that you like, something you can do with a partner, Tai Chi, anything like that is just going to get you up to that 30 minutes a day.
So 5 minutes 6 times a day is a good starting point. It's fine. That's a good starting point.
And I walk and yoga, builders.
Yay.
It says pick up programs.
Pick up row rugs.
Yeah. So speaking about clutter.
Yeah.
How many people have throw rugs in their house? Yeah. So throw rugs, the corners can come up. You can trip over them, and if you have any loss of sensation in your feet or neuropathy, then you can trip over them and not even realize it and land face first on the floor. So it's easy to catch your walker or any other assistive device on the rug as well. So picking up rugs that tend to fold over or using sticky tape on the bottom of heavier throw rugs is a great idea to help reduce your risk of falls.
Nice. Good. Who else has one? You have another one?
I would add to that one thing. This program thing that I have a cat. And you have to constantly be aware because all of a sudden it can go between your legs.
Yeah.
So I do walk a little slower than I would like to, just for that reason.
That's awareness.
You know what I learned in one of these classes last year? Put a bell on your pet. He walks around, the cat rocks around with the bell muffled.
And animals can move throw runs too.
Oh, you're a big animal. Good. Anybody else have a card that hasn't been read out loud yet? Oh, you have the last one. Wait, we're saving you for last. Anybody? Wait, I know, that's the last one. Sorry, I can see it from here. Anybody else have, did you have one?
No, we're trying to, we gotta get one more film.
Oh, okay, but did you have a card that didn't get read? I guess they're all read. Right, pretty close anyhow. So, all right, things that you can take action on as you leave the building. Some of them might be immediate action, picking up a throw rug. Some might take some longer term planning, like I'm gonna join a class and I'm gonna do 30 minutes a day. That's not gonna happen overnight, but take action, take steps towards this good endeavor.